DTN Podcast. We're here with myself, Brother Bo, and
Lauren. You set me up again. Lauren, kia ora whanau.
Yes, he's got to go, Lauren. But yes, this is Lauren.
Lauren.
This is the other third.
The other third.
The other third of DTN.
Yeah.
Bo's partner.
Best part.
The best part.
Oh.
And we're just want to get to know Lauren a bit more on the podcast.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Mm. I think it'll be good to have a chat to her about what she brings to the table.
Yes.
We know what we bring.
Yeah.
But what do you bring, my
What
love?
don't I bring?
Hey?
It'll be good.
There's some beautiful rock melon over there.
I'm still wondering. So let's find out together, team. All right. What do you bring to the team, Lauren?
Well, why don't you tell me what I bring to the team?
I'm still wondering. It's up to you.
The lies of this man, I tell you.
She's a big part of DTN. So, she'll explain what she's all about.
Yeah, introduce yourself, my love.
Kia ora, my name's Lauren. And I, like I said, I'm in the best part of DTN. Where would they be without me?
Ooh.
That's what you meant.
Yeah, that's exactly what we meant.
Exactly.
And I I bring to the table my passion for human services. So I have a background. I went to university in Canterbury University in Christchurch, and I have a degree in education and sociology.
Nice.
Wow.
What uni did you go to?
I went to the School of Hard Knocks.
Which is no such thing.
No, yeah, I didn't have any formal education in regards to how I became a youth worker in the industry until I started to get my certs. For myself, I've only got a diploma in child, youth and family intervention. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've only got a cert 4, so
Yeah.
probably the lowest qualified paperwork-wise out of the team.
So take back
But
what you were
as
saying.
you can tell, the looks, the handsomeness.
But it's not always about the education.
Yeah.
It's not always
No.
about the paperwork and the certs, is it? Like experience and life experience.
Yeah, that's it.
On the
So,
job, on the job
on
experience.
the job experience. All right.
And you have both been on the job, which I have not. However, I have done, a lot of work, and I've got experience in childcare. I used to manage after school, before school care and holiday programs. And I'm also working currently in the disability industry. So I have like a real passion for, seeing people and being a part of a process where, where they're in a state of vulnerability, and whether it's other people telling them that they aren't capable or that they're going to amount to nothing, that they disrupt the narrative and retell that story, or, they write their own story despite what other people have thought about them or what they've been told, or what they think for themselves as well, especially that one. And I love being a part of that, witnessing people go from, where they've got no belief in themselves, where they're destined for, maybe something that's not a future that's not so bright, or, where it's troubled. And then they, through the work that we've helped them do, they've managed to be in a place that they can be really proud. They are they can look back on themselves and be someone who they or someone else thought that they weren't going to be, and really prove people wrong.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even in like your personal life, doing that with your sister Britt,
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be good to talk about Britt a little bit, eh?
Yeah. So when I was 10 years old, my sister was born with cerebral palsy. She wasn't born with cerebral palsy. She was born early, and through infections, she sustained a brain injury, which led to cerebral palsy. So growing up, I was 10 years old. So growing up with her, she was told that she will never walk. My parents were told she's never going to walk. She's never going to eat. Like, she'll be tube fed. She will never talk, all these things. And my mum was like, hell no. Like, you said that she's not going to be able to do this. Am I going to sit back and let my child and just accept that for my child? And so I witnessed her she went to a Hungarian-based program called Conductive Education. And at the time, I thought it was really rough and really, they were really strict on her. And so, for instance, she had no, she wasn't able to use a knife and fork. I mean, I don't think she couldn't even use her hand.
Yeah.
And the conductor, that was what the teachers were called, the conductor, the Hungarian, so they sound like really harsh. Bristany. I use my hand and I pick up my fork. And I was like, she can't pick up her fork.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just look at everyone around her is eating. And they're like, come on, Brittany, I use my hand and I pick up my fork. And to watch that is like, that's my baby sister.
Yeah.
Just let her eat. Like, oh my God, she can't do it. And I remember tears streaming down my face because I felt like she was being left out. And it was unfair to me because we know that she can't do that. But now she can, like, she eats more than me.
Yeah. Well, she's disrupting the narrative, isn't she?
Well, the medical world said this about her. She's not going to do that. Had my mum accepted that, which I guess that's a really good comparison, because if we're told you can't do this and then we just accept that and then we go along with it because it's the medical world, like they know best, right? So if that's the case, if we went along with that, if my parents went along with that, then sure, she probably would be tube fed, or she wouldn't be talking. She can talk. So she definitely is probably she is her and my mum are my biggest role models in my life. Yeah. So if my mum hadn't have accepted that, then she wouldn't be where she is now.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think of like those experiences help molded you in the way that you care for people as well. Because to get a little bit more about Lauren, she's actually really caring in the way when dealing with people who are struggling with some of their own vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome that you can hold that space for them and be present. So, awesome. I think even if you fast forward a little bit and just talk about some of the previous work you've done as well, on why you've come into disruptive as well.
Mm-hmm. So I was also involved with a company that we worked on behalf of all the different charities across Australia and New Zealand. And I was running the reactivations campaign, which was something I was really proud of. And again, I think anything that I'm involved in where I can see progress or see, change happening, I love that. Like that lights my soul on fire. I love being a part of, change the world. Let's change the world. Make it a better place.
Oh, shout out to Michael Jackson.
Yeah. It was going through my head too.
Yeah.
I might not to sing it.
So, yeah.
But it is what it is. Like,
That's cool.
Because especially in the world that we're in at the moment. And we're a part of some huge campaigns, and, the stories that we would hear were, they just touch your heart. Like,
what were some of the campaigns you were working on?
Save the Children, Smith Family, World Vision. They would be like Médecins Sans Frontières. And then we did, Cerebral Palsy, Cancer Council, Cerebral Palsy Alliance, Seeing Eye Dogs Australia, Care Flight. We did heaps. If I really sat down and I could rattle
That's cool.
Heap.
Yeah.
But it was always, so how I started from that was that I started on the phones, and I had a bit of a gift for the gab, I reckon. And I used to build a bit of rapport, and so mouth minutes, he says. And I used to just jump on the phones, and I didn't like to stick to the script. So obviously in a call center environment, there is a script and there's a certain time frame that you have, in order to tune.
Would you go as far as you were trying to disrupt the narrative?
Yeah, I actually would. I would say that.
She.
So it's funny that here we are. Back then I was trying to do it, and now we're finally able to put that practice into play. But I didn't like to stick to the script, and I felt like it was my genuine rapport with people and my own feelings and my own thoughts about these campaigns that, they struck my heart. So I'll talk about the parts that, made me feel empathetic. Yeah. And I was able to naturally talk about that because I genuinely felt it. And I loved it. I loved coming out, and I would imagine, I'd go into visualization and really imagine who we're helping and how it's helping. And it made me feel like my work was of purpose and that we were doing something to change the world and make it a better place.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, because I think with what we're trying to do for DTN, having a component which is charity-based would be pretty cool. We've talked about it amongst ourselves, having something in place like a homeless shelter.
I know there's a lot of I guess, discussion out there about charities and where the money goes. And I mean, it does cost a lot to fundraise and to have, obviously you've got to pay staff. And I know people worry that their money, where's my money going to? And I mean, I can't speak on behalf of all of the different charities and organisations out there, but for us to be able to do one where we know where the money's going and we're just not about that.
Yeah. I think transparency is where we're going to find a lot of that, for us. We've decided to take another approach where we're able to be very transparent online, because I'd love to be in a position where, part of any money that comes through DTN, we're able to show people, hey, your $20 donation brought these shoes for this young person. Thank you. Thank you for, helping us on our journey.
Yeah.
And by doing that vicariously, they get, the ability to say, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it does matter. Like if you're going to give your money, like where people are working hard, especially like today, money goes a long way. So you want to know where your money's going.
Yeah, hard.
It's just going into someone's fund,
Yeah.
But that's not all. Just like FYI, that's not.
Yeah.
What all the charities were about. They do go to a great place.
Yeah, charities do an awesome job.
There's a lot of background stuff that needs to be paid for, and advertising and marketing and all of that costs a lot of money too. So maybe there's something we could, when we look at doing perhaps a charity side, that we can try and keep other costs to a minimum. Maybe.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Yeah, well, making it, because one of the things I always think about when we're looking at starting different projects is how sustainable it can be to operate by itself. And I think that'll be dope if we're able to have a fucking, a charity kind of set up where people get to see what their donations do. And I think that'll be pretty cool, because, when you donate to a lot of these companies and that, you're like giving with the best of your intentions and the best of your heart. But then to actually see it transpire and be like, hey, this is what your $20 actually did, bro. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. 100%.
And
a little does go a long way. That was a line I used to use. I mean, it's not a line, but it was like
she's trying to sell you fun. It
does.
A little goes a long way.
A little goes a long way. But a lot goes a long way. So if you can give a lot, it's up to you.
I was going to say $10 a month is $120. I mean, $120 a year.
Let's not do maths.
Oh, right, you got us there.
Yeah.
We're bamboozled.
Sold. Sign me up. Sign me up.
But for your journey, I think, Lauren was one of the reasons, one of the core believers in starting a company. I think back to my youth worker journey when we were living in Ipswich, when we were living out in Goodna. And, all I was focused on at that time was just being a youth worker.
Bringing in the money, honey.
Yeah, just fulfilling my obligations as a partner there, whānau.
Following the narrative.
Following the narrative back then.
Not that I needed that.
But I think, with that whole outline there, she used to always say, why don't we just do it ourselves? Why, she had a real disruptive mentality around, what she was seeing, some of the things I was facing on shift. And, she just wanted to, let's just take all these kids in and do it ourselves. And, me understanding the work world, know that's not really feasible for us.
Why not?
Yes, well, at the time it wasn't, my thinking then wasn't to be disruptive. It was just to help these youth and support my family, where now I'm in a position where I'm just like, I think this is the time now.
I think we were struggling as well financially. Like I also, so in terms of the person that I am, have struggled with mental health and, and coming out like in that space we were struggling because you were the main breadwinner and I wasn't working at the time. I was trying to get myself, I was trying to get some healing and wasn't in a really good place, so I needed to really talk myself up. But because of that and my own experiences, and when I can think of the different places that could help me, there wasn't really a lot. So my mental health, and then also, you know, background in domestic violence, that when I did want to look for help, there wasn't really anything that I felt safe with or somewhere to go that I believed in. Like it all just looked like, I don't know, like an organization that you just see, you know, I didn't.
Yeah.
So I think I'm really passionate about that. Like I want us to be that difference or somewhere that people are going to be safe and that they are, you know.
We're definitely going to.
We're not going to look the part, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
you're going to
go deeper and
you're going to see true disruption in regards to work we do.
Yeah, we're not just going to follow the basic structure and to an extent, you know.
Yeah.
All right. And saying that, should we give them a bit of a background on where we're from?
Yeah.
You know, where we're from, our upbringings, and maybe what
where we're
led us
from.
into
or,
you know, into this industry.
Sweet. Well, for myself, I grew up in Point Chev, which is the central part of Auckland. I grew up playing footy all my life, so footy was one of my major things growing up. That and athletics.
So much so it's tattooed on his arm.
So much so it's tattooed on my arm.
What was your favourite events in athletics?
I was a 100-metre sprinter. I know I don't have the body for it now, whānau, but Uncle could run one day.
I've seen the boy run. He can run.
Yeah. It used to be a bit of a runner, but, through my life experiences, it guided me down to Christchurch. I was living down in Christchurch at the time of the earthquakes, and that was a crazy time, eh?
What was that, 2010?
2010. Yeah. And that was crazy. I worked on the earthquake recovery team, helping out people in Wainui, Aranui, because I was living out there, Linwood.
Wainoni.
Yes, Wainui.
So Wainui's in Wellington.
Yeah. Yeah, living in Wainoni. And through those experiences, those gave me good foundings on how to, just be around people.
Yeah.
And help them out in their time of crisis, because, crisis happens or trauma happens differently for everybody. So, I was dealing with a lot of people who had just lost everything, their house, had no insurance on their whare, and, now they've got nothing for their families. So, it was a real tricky period, and having to navigate that brought me back up to Hamilton, where a majority of my whānau from. So I'm from a little place. My bloodlines go back to a little place called Otarahanga in the King Country, Ngāti Apukura. And, and that's pretty much where my family are. My mum's, she's the caretaker of our marae.
Eesh.
And shout out, Mum. Love you.
Oh.
And, shout out, Mum.
Love you.
Love you, Mum.
Love you, Mum.
And, having her guidance has been massive for me in my life growing up, simply because she's done a lot of work as a midwife. She started up a midwifery birthing unit up in the North Island, up north in Kaitaia.
Stories about Kaitaia.
That pretty much sums up like my journey from there. And then obviously I moved over to Australia in search of something different. I think I really changed my perceptions on what I thought life was. When I come over, I had a real NZ mindset around, because back home you're used to just walking into people and everyone's staring you out, and everything's so confrontational, eh?
Like you have to prove a point.
Every
time you go out.
Yeah, every time you go out, like you could be just walking to the shop to get some milk, but every time you walk out, it's like,
those balloons go under the armpits, the chin comes up.
I never did that.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And just, I come over with that mindset. And when I come over to Australia, I was doing that over here, and realized really quickly that, you don't have to do that. You don't have to live like that. And so I started growing in that aspect. I started changing the way I was acting. I started to learn about business because I've always wanted to have my own business as well. And and then I just started youth working, which helped me regulate some of my own emotions, because I've got some real sore traumas for myself around my kids, because I've got 2 babies. Oh, they're not babies anymore. But my son is he's growing up, and he's 18 now. And I had him when I was 17. And at the time I was in no shape to be a dad. No, but I wasn't the same person I am today. And
you also had your league career as well. That was
Well, I wasn't really focusing on those types of things at the time on being a parent, which had kind of led to me and my baby's mum not getting along growing up. And for like the last 10 years, it was a real volatile relationship around our kids. And but things are changing now, and I wouldn't have thought back then that in 10 years' time we would actually grow a relationship and, and get to the stage where I'm able to have my kids. And I'm just so grateful because the reason why I bring that back to youth work is when I'm working with these youth, a lot of the times that I share with the youth are times that I would have loved to have shared with my kids, in the way that I help mold them as a person. And, when we're like teaching life skills to our kids, I kind of wanted that for my kids, to be able to be in the front seat driving that for them. But yeah, my kids are beautiful. They've grown up and under their mum, and they're amazing. And we're hoping to get them over very soon, which is awesome.
It's been a long time with COVID.
Yeah, with COVID happening, that kind of put everything on hold. But that's pretty much my story, whānau, growing up. And from then to now. I mean, what about yourself, bro?
Solid. So I was born in Porirua, 1992. First year of the century. Born and raised in Porirua till I was about 13 by my nan and koro. And then got into a little bit of trouble towards the end there. So ended up going to high school up in Whangarei. So I spent from 13 to 21 in Whangarei.
Yeah.
Done all my high schooling there. Everything there I needed to do. But I was a bit of a little rat bag at school and around the streets and stuff. So that's where I think.
What was your street name?
What wasn't it?
Why? What was yours?
Hey, I'm not saying.
Mine was Sweet Lolly.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, thank you, Sweet Lolly.
Sweet Lolly _15.
There was no sweet lollies in Whangarei, mate. Let me tell you that. They're more sour. Nah, thanks. Love Whangarei. I see. Like Whangarei is like my second home.
We're going to put you in witness protection now. Everyone's going to come
my
for you.
second home from Porirua. Yeah, it was like half and half growing up. Yeah. But my whānau's all from Te Teko. You know where that is?
Yes, I know where that is.
Little place by Whakatane, Etchicum.
And just while we're on the Te Teko subject, I'm their poker champ.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I won the poker tournament in Te Teko once upon a time.
Was that at the Te Teko pub?
Yeah, no, it was at the golf. It was at the golf club.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the first time I went, I actually come fourth. But yeah. Shout out to all the poker players.
Shout out to Te Teko.
Started from the bottom now.
So yeah, that's the Ngāti Awa side. That's my Māori side, and then my Samoan side from Samoa, somewhere on that island.
Yeah.
Yep, they're from there. But there till about 21, and then moved over here for a better life. Changed that cycle of work, footy, and drink.
Yeah.
Cycle ever since I left school. I was trying to get out of that and then make some money. So I moved over here. But my passion for youth work come from when I was a teenager, being like a little shit and causing trouble and doing all this sort of stuff. And it was a youth worker at People's Potential. It's like we used to call it PP. It was like a course center. When you drop out of school and then you go to course to finish your certs or some sort of course. I went to People's Potential and it was what's the bro's name? Fitu.
No.
Whare.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Something with a
Whare Fitu?
Something with a fifth. Sorry, my bro. No, Whenua.
Whenua.
Close as.
I hope it's Whenua. If it's not, sorry, my brother. But yeah, he just gave me a full, he just turned my whole perspective on youth working and what it was to just be that support person, bro. Not even to be a teacher.
Role model?
He wasn't, he was like there to be a role model, there to be a support worker, there to be just an ear to listen to, Would go play touch and he was competitive as, would never let us,
Get free dubs.
Yeah, bro. He'd make us earn all our stuff. So just him being him.
Yeah.
And a few other male role models in my life, just them being them made me want to be a youth worker and be that for someone else.
Sounds like you had a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, 100%. Still do.
It's funny when you have those kind of memorable people in your life, that you remember and you're grateful for. I've got a few of those in mind.
Yes. And that's what I think we want to be, for our young people, is for them to have that mutual understanding that we're not here, we're not above you, we're not below you. I think you get respect from being that, sharing and being vulnerable, and that, we're the same,
Yeah.
Just being on the same journey as them as well, eh? And then,
100%.
just being next to them while they're journeying is part of it.
non-judgmental and just beside you the whole way.
Mm.
I think that's where respect comes from. Do you think that's why, because he was like that with you, that's what built the respect, compared to, say, like a model where they say, well, you can't do that because it says here under this process that,
Yeah, I think it was also like me being raised by a woman. Like I wasn't raised by men. Like I had my koro there, but he passed away when I was when I turned a teenager.
Yeah.
But my nan used to always look after him. I was raised from like my nan, my auntie, my mum. My uncles were there, but they were like my main support system growing up.
That's
so
dope,
having
bro.
all the females around, and I think that's where I get my different perspective on things too when it comes to like males and how we interact with kids.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised by the stereotypical male.
Yeah.
I was raised from women, so how I interact with youth is like from a woman and a man's perspective.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
duality.
Yeah. Sort of thing.
Yeah, it balances itself
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Like a different,
That's awesome.
different way, I guess.
And then you've got a greater understanding.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I've seen that too. When when me and Tim have worked together, his being personable and his duality of being able to communicate with our younger males the same way he communicates with our younger females, and still keeping it all relative for them, has been awesome to see. And that's cool, bro, because there's not many people in this world that kind of have that solid support network.
Yeah.
A female support network where they've just got your back full time.
Yeah. 100. Yeah, that's me, Fano. And
what about you, love?
What about you, Lauren?
I was born in Gisborne in 1986. And
Whoa.
Yeah. We don't condone violence, Fano. That was just a pretend one.
That's why I didn't actually connect, because you'd be sorry if I did. You'd be sorry if I did.
Wasn't me, Mum.
Aww. Born in Gisborne in 1986, and we moved down to Christchurch, where my dad passed away when I was 4 years old in a car accident. So then going between Gisborne and Christchurch on holidays and things, that didn't really start happening until maybe I was a little bit older, like when I was about 10-ish, and my younger brother was 8. And definitely a different world from Christchurch to Gizzy. And also being that in Christchurch was a lot of my Pākehā family, and Gizzy, my dad was one of 12. We're from Rangatukia up the East Coast, so where everyone's riding around horseback, bareback. They're riding horses bareback, which is like
on your back,
the heartiest way to do it. On your back,
somewhere on the back.
We're riding the horse. And I guess my upbringing like that, like I'm so proud of my upbringing. I love both sides of my culture. I love who I am. I love my, both my, actually all 3 sides of my family, because I do have a stepfather who I grew up with his family as well. So always had amazing people and different, diverse people around me.
Yeah.
And I learned from all of them, different struggles that we all have, in and out of financial. I think back then I feel like compared to now, finances, like a lot of people came from poverty.
Yeah.
And obviously it's still around, but when I think of like our children, like, they're so spoiled now, like in terms of finances. And I always think, like Nate, he gets to have, if he asks for an ice cream, I think I more often say yes than what I say no. Whereas I remember as a kid always being told no. So I think in our era, poverty was a big, massive thing. And then obviously going from that, and then times got better, and seeing both sides of, seeing both sides of the world.
Yeah.
I think that leads into my next part. I was just going to bring up there when you were talking about that around financing. I think that's another issue that we were wanting to tackle.
I'm getting sore eyes.
You might need some finances to buy him some new glasses that don't hurt his eyes.
I'm getting sore eyes. I don't really wear glasses. I just found these over there, and I'm getting a sore head now.
Yeah, thanks for that, brother. But,
we're already too deep. So
yeah, we're all too deep. Now you've got to keep them on. Yeah.
You can take them off.
Carry on, mate.
Yeah, but yeah, just in regards to finances, like when I think about my parents and the way I brought up, we kind of had a lifestyle of if you had it, you live at large. Like if my mum or my dad won some money at the TAB, we were out there living our best life, eating all the chocolates, eating bags of chips, drinking Coke, because those are things you didn't have in your normal everyday. And then because of those experiences, I kind of carried that same mentality. So whenever I got paid, I used to just try and live on that dopamine of let's just spend it all.
Would you say that you've changed?
Hey?
Or
no,
absolutely not.
I say I'm getting better, but I think what's important is, when we're setting up placements for young people and we've done it in the past where we've, had a budget in place to teach them those basic foundations of financing. That's really helped them understand how to utilize their money better in a better way, how they can earn money.
We didn't really have that in school. The school system really let us down in that respect.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, well, they just have a structured learning, where I think
or you have to take a certain subject like economics or something to learn it.
So needs to change.
Yeah. So if you didn't take economics, well, then you didn't learn about finances, and it was really up to your parents, or you're each to their own.
Yeah.
And you just, like you said, got money in, you spent it. That's what it was for, right?
I think just, for equipping yourself to, be your better you, on our program, understanding finances will be key because, I wish in reflection, when I look back, I think, man, I wish I had that kind of grounding. But, it is what it is. Like my parents were only navigating life the best way they could because of their upbringing. So, I don't blame them at all, but I do miss that. I do think, if I had been a lot better, or if they had known, maybe I would have been different with the way I am with money, growing up. But hey, it is what it is now. Things are starting to change.
Hearing your guys' stories, I feel like I had the meanest. I had the meanest upbringing. I was just a little weird. But even when I was a teenager, my mum taught me how to save and how to put money away and all this. And even growing up in Porirua was like I never had to worry about, money with school trips and all that. But I thought we were always broke because we couldn't afford, with my brothers going out to dinner every Friday, Saturday night with their families. Yeah. They were going to like Rainbow's End up in Auckland and all this, where my nan and koro couldn't afford that. Yeah. But all my school trips, fees, whenever we had like book club, all that was already paid for.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't really realise that, eh?
Man, shout out to your nan and koro, bro, because that's dope.
Oh, bro, they were on. They're still on. Nan's still kicking.
Yeah.
Slowly getting there. But yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Just made me realise that.
Yeah.
I think I did it backwards. Like my stepdad, when my stepdad was a builder, so he always worked for himself, and he was so strict with money. And one of the one of the biggest lessons that he ever taught me was that if you can't afford it now, then don't buy it. Like if you can't pay for it right now with cash, then you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Like don't have credit cards, don't get loans.
Yeah.
And I just was like, okay, I'm going to do everything you told me not to do. Yeah. And went out and did it the opposite way.
That's where that disrupt the narrative, right?
So I was given the tools. I just didn't want to do it that way.
But it gets yourself into like a financial deficit as well, Because,
good word.
Because I think about it as what? Deficit. DEF. ICIT.
Dun, dun.
I don't know if that was right. I can't spell
so. But I lived a very, in my life I really lived the just chuck it on the tick.
Chuck it on tick.
It's just I'm gonna tick it up as far as I can go, And that mentality had to change real quick.
Bro, I only learned that here. Chuck it on tick.
Oh yeah.
I never used to chuck stuff on tick when I was back home.
Yeah.
I used to be real good savings. As soon as I moved here, bro, I was like, I don't even have to save. I'll just chuck it on tick, pay them off. Yeah. Done.
Yeah, next minute,
Next minute, we're in debt.
Yeah. But that's why it's so key for our kids growing up now, especially in our technological age. They need to be aware of how they utilize their money and what they do.
Well, I remember once that when we were up in Gazan, I remember seeing my auntie win on the pokies, and I honestly thought that's how you get good money. Being at the
pokies?
Yeah, because she just had money coming out, and I was like,
that's all you have to do.
I've seen auntie, like, she's
chuck
just,
one for the
all this money.
You get 10 out.
All this money. Was that in at the TAB when you were mentioning TAB? Like I remember as a little girl always going into TAB because back then we were allowed at the like kids aren't allowed in the poke rooms and things now. Yeah. And TAB
we used
was
to go in.
huge.
My mates, Koro used to go in every like day after work.
Yeah.
So after school, we used to go down to the centre, go there, get like $20 off them, and then go like roaming around. That was just the normal.
Yeah, it was though. There wasn't a lot to do.
True.
And we used to play with the betting slips and draw on them, and it was I loved going there with my granddad.
Yeah, I love the like philosophical education of the technology that brings everyone together.
Yeah. Like, is that created
the community
by the diversity of the sun's rotation, creating an equilibrium in our surroundings?
Because when the moon's at its highest set and the equilibrium comes down, mate, you just get that power to disrupt the narrative.
Yeah, nice. Let's just segue from that for a bit. And
I like where it was going.
We better cut that right out.
And then the sunshine, and then the butterflies.
Yeah,
I unicorns.
I think it's a good time to segue just into maybe how we all meshed. Yeah.
I think you tell the story.
Yeah, let's say how we all met.
You
used to meet before me.
How did we meet, Lama?
Oh, so when Lauren was talking about her story as a manager doing charities, back then I was vicious caller on the phone.
Ooh, slippery little snake.
Yeah. We'll provide more context later to that.
I don't know if it was
that. But I was working on the other side of the floor and at the charity centre, just sourcing new business. So we'd literally call up people that haven't been called before and try and get them on board to help support charities. And I saw Lauren from across the room and I was like, oh, yo, that's me right there. Oh, you're about to get it.
It was not like that. Say it nicer.
Nah, yeah, sorry, love.
That's how it went in his head.
Yeah, that's how it happened for me in my head.
I don't want it to go like that. Tell a different narrative.
Yeah, but anyway, long story short, we ended up getting together and here we are today. And then from there, we were living in Goodna in Bellbird together. And we joined a fitness group run by one of my mates, Nate and Victor. I grew up with them. my bros.
Shout out to Victorious.
Shout out to Victorious.
Shout out to Victorious.
No, I don't think,
No.
no.
You're not. If you're still going, go hard.
Yeah,
You're not.
We rise by lifting
True.
others.
Yeah,
that
for
was a
real.
good slogan.
Yeah, that was dope
I like
slogan,
that.
Yeah, I
eh?
love that too.
We rise by lifting
We had a
others.
cool crew.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like you wanted to go and train, didn't matter how tired you were.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it all started to come together for us. We went and did that with Nate and them. Nate was from Point Chef. He played for the Pirates as well. So I already knew who he was, had a connection with him, and he had always been messaging me, "Oh,
That's
bro,
how you-
come out."
That's how you seen the advertisement for it because they were sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, their Facebook was going off at that time, bro. People were just slamming them, trying to get in, eh? And
They only had the one location when we started.
yeah. It
Springfield.
was only Springfield. Yeah. And then we started doing that. And then it started growing,
Yeah.
growing like wildfire. Shout out to them, man. They really killed it,
They
eh?
were smashing it.
They were
Yeah.
killing it. And they were getting the results as well.
And
you
it was
know?
that vibe. And everyone who was there, like our crew was just, it was so much fun. And
Yeah.
we used to party together at the end of it and
Yeah.
celebrate. And kids were involved. The kids would come along and hang out.
Yeah,
and
the
play.
kids, eh?
Remember
Yeah.
Nate?
How they used to run their challenges.
Yeah.
I used to love it.
Amazing race at the end.
Yeah, with an
Yeah.
amazing race. It was
And-
just awesome how they put it all together,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
And you felt supported as well.
Mm.
Like even if you were a lot bigger, like how I was, and you're training with someone, like me and you, you'd do 20, but I'd still be doing 22 because you'd encourage me until I get it done. And
Yeah. No one gets left behind.
yeah, no one gets left behind,
Yeah.
and that was a real key part. And then I remember Victor hitting me up this one day and going, "Oh, bro," because we were doing. That's when the Victorious Hucker was coming about. And I remember him going, "Oh, bro, I got one of my bros that I work at Juvie with. His name's Satima, bro. You're going to like him." And I was like, "Oh, you don't even know. I might not even like him." Nick Minute Brothers.
Nick Minute, look at us now.
Nick Minute Brothers.
Well, yeah, that's where I met these two was Victorious. And that was because I worked with Victor at Youth Justice. And then he'd been trying to get me to go there for ages, bro.
Yeah.
I come down for training, done. I want to train with you. Like that was when I was like hard out in the gym and stuff. So
Yeah.
I want to come train with you.
Too
Why would I
cool.
want to train with you? I don't even know you. And then it was a free session that me and my boss at the time, Cecilia and Thomas and all that, we all went down for a session.
Yeah.
And then, after that, I just fell in love. Yeah, just the vibe.
Hooked
The
on the
vibe is what
vibe,
pulled
eh?
me. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Sounds were pumping.
like the
Everyone-
training wise was normal. Like I've
Yeah.
done the training before, but it was the vibe
Yeah.
that kept bringing me back.
Yeah.
And the free challenges that he used to give me. Shout out.
That's what I was laughing before. I was like, keyword free.
Yeah, he used to go, bro, just come, you don't have to pay for the challenge.
Yeah.
Just come. And I'm like, oh, yo.
Hey, we never got that privilege.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't need
Oh,
that
well.
privilege though. We were on a different journey then, eh? We were really trying to lose weight because you
Yeah.
had some massive results. You nearly got a placing one time, eh?
Yeah. You won a prize?
Yeah.
Bro, I remember you got real thin, bro.
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
I remember seeing that. Like, he was wet, like.
Yeah, thanks, fella. Yeah.
Nah, but bro, bro was real fit. Like
Yeah.
I remember you were fit, bro.
But we loved it. And when you're doing what you love, it wasn't hard. We never were like, oh, I don't go training tonight.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered. It was like,
Once you
Come
made
on,
a
let's go.
routine, in
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
life, it was a lot easier to.
because you loved catching up with everyone.
It was like you couldn't wait for training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love going to those
Same.
training.
Yeah, hard out.
I did too.
But that's where we all met.
Yeah, it brought us
Yeah.
together. And who would
Now
have
look,
thought
eh?
that?
Well, I mean, the cool thing was after that, when we, upon me leaving from that company, we decided that we were gonna, we had been in the game long enough to understand it to a
Yeah.
certain
And I think
extent.
like watching, I think when you're working for another company where you've got higher powers like that are higher than you, knowing how hard that you work, like I was watching Bo slogging his ass off at this company, and I was, it was causing a little bit of disruption between us because he was never home, and I think
I remember that.
Yeah. You remember it all right? Because we went on like 3 weeks
on
straight
part
at
of
one
it.
time.
Yeah. yeah, and then to just be dismissed like that, you've got the your life, and like when he's supporting a family, and your life and your career and your finances are in the hands of someone else, and they can just cut you like that. I remember I was like, it hit me. It didn't happen to me, but it hit me in the heart, and I was just like, I've watched him, and I just really felt for him because I know that he was passionate about his job. He was passionate and really cared about all you boys who all worked for him. And to just be let go like that, that would have, and especially because you're such a proud man. To see you, it was just, it took all my might to not want to call them and give them a piece of my mind.
Yeah, I know for me and a few of the other boys, it was hard to carry on with them from that point, because it was like, it was just,
you're replaceable.
Felt like you just got like stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
And then we were like, not encouraging it, but we were like, good with it because we were carrying on.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think that was the key part, bro.
Yeah.
Is that you guys carried on because, like this industry is bigger than me. You know, like at the end of the day, even though I stepped away, our youth still need to be looked after, bro.
But also you guys all cared. Like anyone could see that. So find some other place. There's a shortage in workers, and it's hard to find people who actually really care and are compassionate and really want to see a difference in these young people. So then to just let them go like that, and then let you all go like that, really, like, even though obviously you did it by your own choice, but it all started from ricocheted from that point.
But I think that was the drive. That was
the driver. That was the moment that just went boom,
made us drive for this.
Well, when we were on the phone, I said, you know what, because I think he had a couple of meetings, and then I was like, you know what, we're just going to, this is our avenue. When one door closes, another one opens. And there were things that were happening anyway that you weren't aligning with or that were frustrating you. So you were like, oh, and I was like, if we had our own company, we wouldn't have to follow that structure, And then you guys had built such a strong bond together, like as a leadership team, that you guys have that knowledge to make you just an unstoppable force.
Yeah. Well, I think, when that initial moment happened and we realized, bro, this is it. This is the time. We kind of just jumped forward into the day and started, thinking about, we had our first meeting. We decided on what the name was going to be. And then,
it wasn't that easy. It took us a long time to come up with the name.
It took us hours because we were doing
we're working on something else. No, I think we're doing
you don't want to know some of the names that Lauren was saying.
Yeah. Whatever. No. I came up with disrupt the narrative.
I can't even remember what the... Yeah, that's a lie right there.
Yeah, that was a lie right there.
No, I think my favourite one was Nation or something. It was something like national or I can't remember what it was.
We wanted something nation, but But I'm happy.
Because you had Chur Nation, you got Mahi Nation. So we were like, let's come up with something else Nation. And Lol Nation wasn't going to.
Yeah. Sorry to take him.
Sweet Lolly Nation.
Yeah. See, this is what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about. But, that was a, that's a staple memory for me because I was just like, this is the time we're actually going to be able to make some real change. And, and where we've come from there, even to now, after we came up with that idea, I still needed to find a job, and I ended up, in the meantime, jumping into doing insurance, doing health insurance, and that just killed my soul. Health insurance just killed my soul.
Well, you never completed a full week, did you?
No, I was just
tell them all about that.
Yeah, no, it's disrupting the narrative.
Yeah.
Well, he did that really well.
Yeah. I just felt like I had lost my purpose. Because I'd been doing such purposeful mahi for so long, to then come out of that mahi and do something that I just really don't even care about. But I was good at it because I can,
why don't you give us
a gift of the gab?
Yeah, why don't you give us a demo on your phone voice?
Yeah, nah. All right, ready? I'll ring up. All right.
You be the caller.
Oh, here we go. Hi there, it's Bo here from.
Carry on. Go.
Hi there, it's Bo calling in regards to health insurance. I take it you have a policy in place?
Yes, I do. What do you have to offer?
Fantastic. Look, we've got a range of offers happening at the moment. So I'd like to take you down this little journey first, however, just to make sure that you actually qualify for what we're doing today.
Mate, take my money. Take my money.
Eyebrows for me. Did you notice like the twitch of the eyebrow as he's speaking to you?
Yeah. Wow.
So I used to spin that.
Seduction on a whole nother level. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So after that, and then being able to jump into now, I was really doubting myself and my abilities. And now that, I've kind of crossed that bridge now into something else and, slowly transforming, I think it's awesome to be sitting where we are today.
You were lucky to have that in terms just to like be a means to an ends for the time.
Yeah.
Because you went straight back into it like.
Yeah. Just
so
for
it helped
time.
out for them.
Oh,
So we're grateful for what it gave us. And,
Yeah.
and the meat packs that we got sometimes and the couple of bottles of wine you come home with.
Yeah. But I think even now, with Satima working and doing what he's doing and we're all doing, small parts to help get this set up and running is going to be massive for us. But
Can't wait.
awesome. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there.
Thank
Thank you for listening to the DTN Podcast again.
Now you know who we all are.
Yeah,
A little bit
level.
more. Yeah. And we're really grateful to have you on board, my darling. Because you're going to be, you're pretty much already starting to become the backbone for us. So.
Oh, whoa. Can we repeat that again?
No,
He
that's
said
all you're
it.
going to
It
get.
wasn't me.
Yeah. That wasn't from both of us.
I bring the bone to
He has to go home with you tonight.
That's right. See how I did that? But fun.
You wouldn't be able to do this without me is what you mean.
Oh, you never know. But
We'll never know. And we'll never know. Jokes. We like to joke.
It's not
around
even funny.
Yeah. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's
I dropped this. Hey, I dropped the seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for dropping seeds.
He dropped the seed and flew away in the wind.
Liar.
Yeah.
Jokes.
But anyway, Whānau, thank you for tuning in and we appreciate you all. And please come follow our journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to have you a part of it.
Yeah. We're actually going to start doing this a little bit more regularly, but we're also going to be posting up as well about our journey. Like this is from scratch. Hey, we're doing everything from scratch, Whānau. So if you want to learn how to build a company and come join us.
Come follow our journey.
Or learn how to save some money and
Yeah.
take some tips on finances.
Yeah, not from me
Budgeting.
though. You'll see those ones from over there. But
No, yeah.
but shout out to our brothers, Zane Mana, 40p in the
40p.
house.
Yeah,
Follow
thank
them.
you.
Yeah, follow
All
them.
our content as well.
Yeah. They're helping us with everything, Whānau. So if you guys are wanting to do something where you're wanting to create your own business platform online, please hit them up. They'll be able to set you up right. But other than that, Whānau, have a meanest day. Choo-choo.